Have you ever seen a show like Star Trek? In Star Trek, the chief medical officer will often pick up a device no bigger than this phone box, take an even smaller device out of the top of it to scan a patient. Once they've scanned that patient, within seconds, they have an initial diagnosis as well as a course of treatment, which helps them move from that emergent phase into the treatment phase rapidly to get that crewman back out onto the ship to perform their duties. While Star Trek is fictional, we still see some of those tools today in the real world. One of those tools is AI in healthcare. AI shows great benefit for both patients and healthcare workers in the real world. Some of these benefits include things like quicker diagnosis, better treatment outcomes, faster healthcare times, and a more rapid treatment of diseases for individuals suffering from them. Still, there are considerations, both ethical and moral, that need to be talked about and addressed before there is a widespread implementation of larger scale AI use in healthcare. Before we talk about some of those ethical and moral considerations for the use of AI in healthcare, we would like to talk about what is good about AI in healthcare at this time. One of the things that is amazing about AI technology in healthcare is it's constantly improving, growing on itself, and learning. One other benefit of AI in healthcare is the breakneck speed at which it can read, interpret, and find data in imaging, labs, and other information provided to it by a healthcare provider. AI can develop risk-based analysis on information provided to it. It is able to generate predictions based on genetic information provided to it by a healthcare worker. The benefit of using risk-based scenarios with AI can assist in the determination of infectious disease spread and its outbreak, track its progress, and make guesses on what's going to happen next. The benefit of speed is nothing to laugh at. With healthcare growing so rapidly and the projection for healthcare to be so widely needed for an older population, it is no wonder AI is currently being worked on and implemented in large areas of healthcare. Nature Publishing shows AI has improved diagnostic identification of diseases, specifically skin cancer, in dermatological settings. Identifying these signs earlier, identifying the risk for these diseases earlier, often leads to better treatment outcomes for individuals with these diseases. While benefits seem limitless with the use of AI in healthcare, T'Pol brings some considerations and concerns to light that should be talked about before more widely implementing AI in healthcare. Some of these things are things like data privacy and its storage and its use. The Health Information Portability and Accountability Act is the framework which healthcare uses to store, protect, and retain your information for continued use in healthcare settings. It gives direction and a framework for healthcare providers to store and ethically use your data. The concerns surrounding data privacy are the storage of it, whether it be on-site in a healthcare setting or off-site in an internet cloud. When we talk about the storage of data, there are individuals out there in the world with malicious intent, with the intent to steal your healthcare data and use it for purposes other than what it was originally intended to do, which is benefit and move forward your course of treatment. How do we protect against this? Data breaches are a thing that happen all the time, across different areas in the world, across different settings, and across different corporations. We need to answer those questions before more widely implementing AI in healthcare. Another consideration to take into account is algorithmic bias. Algorithmic bias is the incorrect or unfair determination based on errors in an AI learning tool's code, and that can lead to inappropriate diagnosis, incorrect treatment plans, and can lead to harmful treatment modalities for a patient if it is something that the patient would not benefit from. We talked about cancer earlier. The use of chemotherapy can cause harm to an individual who does not need chemotherapy to assist with their cancer. Now that is an extreme example, but there are many different things that can happen with treatment and algorithmic bias in healthcare with the use of AI. Even with the drawbacks, steps are being taken to further and improve the existing framework. Ethical and moral considerations are consistently being raised by scientists and the general public on what to do next and how to safely transition AI into healthcare. The continued research helps find patterns in errors and the code for AI use in healthcare and how it's implemented, used, and retained in healthcare settings. With this continued research, the existing technology can improve to create better outcomes, safer storage, as well as better treatment plans and the use of machine learning. Ethical frameworks are following best practice. Best practice is the gold standard on how we move forward and how we practice both medicine and technology use in healthcare. CORO states, with the continued research and development and implementation of disease identification, pattern recognition, and the use of AI in healthcare will improve and decrease the overall algorithmic bias, as well as improve the diagnostic capabilities and use of AI technology in healthcare. AI is going to continue to grow. AI is going to continue to become an even more integral part of our everyday lives, especially with healthcare, where strain is being put on our healthcare providers to service a wider and ever-growing population. We have seen a lot of good benefits come from the use of AI technology in healthcare, reaching rural communities where healthcare is often the hardest to get, to supporting our physicians in diagnosing illnesses. Being aware of that growth, being aware of the benefits and the risks associated with AI in the use of healthcare will continue to help us build moral and ethical frameworks for AI use. Being aware of its progress and implementation will continue to refine and continue to grow its ethical framework and the moral questions being raised. And raising these questions will help them get answered, will help our researchers and individuals developing these programs, these frameworks, and this code to build better systems for AI and healthcare use. Thank you.